The water rises rapidly. Nightfall is just an hour away, and there's no higher ground nearby. How do you survive a flash flood? 1. Stay calm. Panic can lead to poor decisions. 2. Find the highest ground. If possible, move to the highest elevation around you quickly but safely. 3. Seek shelter. Look for sturdy buildings or large rocks that offer protection from fast-moving water and debris. 4. Create flotation devices. Use items like empty plastic bottles, rafts, or anything buoyant to create a flotation device if evacuation becomes necessary. 5. Avoid bridges and culverts. These can collapse under pressure from rushing water. 6. Stay informed. Use your phone or battery-powered radio to monitor flood warnings and updates if you have service. Remember, flash floods are extremely dangerous. Avoid entering moving water at all costs. It only takes 6 inches of fast-moving water to knock over an adult, and 2 feet can carry away most vehicles. If you're trapped without high ground nearby, your best chance is seeking shelter in a sturdy building or elevated area immediately. Flash floods can strike suddenly and with tremendous force. The initial signs include heavy rainfall that quickly turns into a loud rush as the water volume increases. This is often accompanied by rising noise levels as the sound of rain changes from a patter to a roar against buildings and trees. If you find yourself trapped between walls and rising water, it's crucial to act immediately but calmly. Avoid panicking and focus on finding higher ground or reaching the highest possible elevation within your immediate area. Remember that fast-moving floodwaters can be extremely dangerous. Avoid attempting to cross flooded areas as they can be deeper than they appear and currents can sweep you away with ease. Step 1. Find the highest ground around. Look for ridges, hillsides, or rooftops that aren't already submerged. Every inch above water is crucial for safety. Move fast but don't risk crossing flowing water. It can be deceptively strong and dangerous. If there's no higher spot nearby, pick somewhere slightly elevated and flat, and stay as far from moving water as possible to avoid the risks of flash flooding. Flash floods can rise and fall incredibly quickly, sometimes faster than you can count to 10. Stay vigilant. Water levels can surge dangerously during the night, reaching deep depths by morning light. Remain on your high ground until the threat subsides. Only leave if it's absolutely clear that the flood is over, or if staying put poses a greater risk due to worsening conditions. Here's what helps you survive. Avoid low-lying areas and flowing water during a flash flood. Stay on higher ground and stay visible for rescuers who might arrive quickly. Use any brightly colored items to signal for help, clothing, flares, or even your phone screen if it still has battery life. Remember, the priority is getting to high ground away from rising waters to avoid hypothermia and drowning risks. If you're trapped by a flash flood near water, find a sturdy tree or building that won't collapse. Climb up high enough to be out of reach of rising waters, but low enough not to risk falling. Secure yourself with strong rope, never vines, as they can break easily under strain, and ensure your anchor points are stable and secure. The goal is safety, not height. Avoid overexertion and stay calm. Remember that cold water and exposure can cause hypothermia quickly, so dress warmly if possible. Always check local regulations before venturing into flood-prone areas, and familiarize yourself with safe climbing techniques to prevent accidents. No shelter. Build a platform using branches and logs, but prioritize finding or creating higher ground if possible to avoid hypothermia and drowning risks. Keep the platform flat and stable by using sturdy materials like thick branches and logs that can withstand water pressure. Look for trees with wide trunks to anchor your structure securely. Always be cautious of rising water levels and understand the dangers of flash floods. Seek immediate safety on higher ground or in a sturdy building if available. What if night falls before help arrives? Stay put and huddle together for warmth if with others. If alone, wrap yourself in a waterproof layer and stay dry, as hypothermia sets in rapidly when exposed to cold water or air. Keep moving slightly to generate body heat, but avoid sweating. Damp clothing can quickly lead to significant cooling. Always ensure you have the means to purify any collected water to prevent illness from pathogens. Flash floods arrive suddenly and recede just as quickly. Once the waters start to drop, be prepared to move but wait until it's completely safe to cross any remaining standing water. Stay on your high ground for longer than you think necessary. Floodwaters often carry dangerous debris and can pose unexpected hazards even after they begin to subside. Always prioritize safety over urgency when dealing with flood situations. Here's a crucial rule: never underestimate floodwaters. Water as shallow as ankle deep can sweep you off your feet, while deeper currents are dangerously powerful, capable of pulling down even strong swimmers and sweeping away heavy objects. Even if the surface looks calm, the water hides immense force that can be deadly. You're trapped by rising water. What do you do next? Follow these crucial steps to increase your chances of survival until help arrives. First, find the highest ground possible to avoid being swept away. If no high ground is available, seek shelter inside sturdy structures or vehicles if safe to enter and exit. Stay dry and conserve energy to prevent hypothermia, even in warm weather, as water rapidly cools the body. Signal for rescue by using bright colors, reflective materials, or any noise-making devices you have. Every moment counts in a flash flood. Act quickly but safely. Remember, never attempt to walk through flooded areas. Just 6 inches of moving water can knock an adult off their feet. The stakes are clear. Act fast or the flood threatens your survival. With no room for hesitation, focus on immediate actions to stay safe. Here's what you need to do. Step 1. Find high, stable ground immediately. Avoid low-lying areas and seek higher elevations, where water is less likely to reach. Even a small rise in elevation can be crucial for safety, as floodwaters can surge quickly and become impassable. Do not attempt to cross moving water. It's safer to wait out the flood on high ground until help arrives or conditions improve. Once you're on high ground, stay there until the water recedes. Never attempt to cross moving water. Currents can be incredibly strong and dangerous, leading to rapid fatigue or being swept away. Stay put and seek help if needed. Now comes the tricky part: staying safe while signaling for help. Flash floods are unpredictable and can rise and recede quickly, but they also bring rescuers if you're visible. Use anything bright to catch their eye, like clothing or a phone's flashlight set on max, but avoid using flares unless you have proper training and it's legal in your area. Stay visible while conserving resources wisely for other emergencies. If possible, climb to higher ground before the flood arrives, but only if it's safe to do so without risking injury from steep terrain or deep water. If there's a building or sturdy tree nearby, climb as high as safely possible, but not too high where falling poses a risk. Secure yourself with strong rope or natural materials like tough vines, ensuring you're anchored firmly to avoid slipping, especially at night when visibility is low. The goal is to stay safe and be visible from above while adhering to local building codes and property rights. No shelter. Build a secure platform. Gather large, sturdy branches and logs. Ensure the platform is level to prevent sliding due to water pressure. Use thick, robust materials that can support your weight, but aren't so high as to risk a fall. Position the platform around trees, with wide trunks for stability. Remember, avoid shallow-rooted or leaning trees that may topple in flood conditions. Night falls quickly during a flood. If you're with others, huddle close for warmth, but make sure there's enough space to prevent sweating, which can lead to hypothermia if the sweat cools. If you're alone, stay as dry as possible and move gently to generate heat without sweating. Hypothermia is a rapid threat in wet and cold conditions. It depletes your energy reserves fast, so conserve what you have. Remember, staying warm and dry takes priority over any other tasks when dealing with flood situations. The water starts receding. Wait before moving out. Ensure conditions are fully stable and hazard-free first. Flash floods leave dangers such as sharp debris, weakened structures, and hidden obstacles underwater. Stay put longer than you think necessary, and only attempt to cross remaining standing water when it's truly safe according to local authorities or experienced guides. Let me be honest, floodwaters aren't just cold, they're extremely dangerous. Even ankle-deep water can knock you off your feet, while deeper waters are killers, pulling down and sweeping away anything not securely anchored. The water may appear calm on the surface, but strong currents hide beneath, waiting to catch you off guard. Always prioritize finding high ground or sturdy shelter before a flood arrives to avoid these dangers. Flash floods can be sudden and dangerous, but staying calm and acting quickly can improve your chances of survival. Here's what to do. 1. Move to higher ground immediately if you encounter a flash flood. 2. Remain there and wait for the water levels to drop significantly before attempting any movement. 3. Use bright clothing, reflective materials, or signal mirrors to attract rescuers from above. 4. Do not return to lower areas until authorities confirm it is safe to do so. These aren't just tips, they're crucial rules for survival when facing rising waters. Every second counts, and every move can mean the difference between life and death. Stay calm, find high ground immediately, avoid crossing moving water, and be prepared to signal for help if trapped. Remember, hypothermia sets in quickly with cold water exposure, so prioritize warmth and dryness if possible. Always check local weather forecasts before heading out into potentially dangerous terrain or waterways. No time to doubt, only act. Use what's around you wisely and stay focused on staying safe. If trapped by a flash flood with water rising, prioritize finding high ground or sturdy shelter immediately. Avoid crossing fast-moving water. Even shallow currents can be dangerously strong. Stay calm, use available materials for flotation aids if necessary, and signal for help visibly and audibly. Keep moving forward through each step, and you'll make it out alive. So now you know, in a flash flood, moving to higher ground is crucial for your safety. Stay there until authorities declare it safe to return, even if this takes longer than you expect. Patience can be the difference between survival and danger when waters rise. Remember, this is for education only. Always check your local laws and seasons, and never eat any wild plant, berry, or mushroom unless an expert has confirmed it is safe. Stay prepared, stay safe, and subscribe to the Survival Files for more.